Awesome. What is sales, my brothers? Pin to the screen for everyone. If I do that, wait, their video. If I do that, do you see me and my screen equally? Can someone answer?
Almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good ratio.
It is.
Yeah.
Cool. Sales is a transfer of certainty. Sales is a transfer of certainty. And so is leadership, and so is dating. Why do we turn to leaders whenever there's a problem? Whenever there's a problem within a certain organization, who do we look up to? The leader. Kids, when something happens, boom, they look at their parents. Why? The leader is still human. Maybe the leader doesn't have it figured out, but the leader always has certainty. We will figure this out. I gotcha. A good leader has that sense of certainty. And sales is leadership. You're guiding someone through a decision that there's a reason they haven't made until now. There's some fear, there's some limiting beliefs. You are a leader guiding them through a decision. It starts and it ends with certainty. There's detachment, like we said, but the foundation is certainty. Same thing for dating. I was a dating coach for a while. I'll tell you guys more about my story later, but I was a dating coach for a while. And what I noticed is guys who were great at pickup, great at dating, great with women, they had 80% of what it takes for sales. And guys who are great at sales have 80% of what it takes to be great with women. Because the foundation is the same. It's the certainty. Because when you're dating a woman, and what's happening is subconsciously, she's consistently looking at how certain you are, how confident you are. Can she follow your lead? Can she surrender into your leadership, into your frame? Can she feel safe in your leadership, in your masculinity? Can she trust you? The patterns are the same with sales, with the prospect. There's just a few little differences, but the foundation is the same. And what is certainty? Can someone tell me what is certainty? Can someone take a guess before I go to the next slide? Because that will be easy because you'll get the answer. Can someone guess what is certainty? Certainly not silence. There's no wrong answer.
Okay,
Maybe just your tone.
certainty can mean the confidence in your conversation, the way you carry the dialogue.
All of what you just mentioned, your confidence in the conversation, the tone that Robert mentioned, all of it are just elements of what certainty is, which is a state. Certainty is a state. If I was talking to you guys right now and going like, hi, today I guess I'll do my best to maybe help you guys. I don't know. First time I'm doing that, so I'm not sure. Somebody get this guy out of here. There's a difference. I can already feel it inside of me, but I'm the same human being, same guy. I'm Danny now speaking to you like this, and I'm Danny when I speak like this. The only difference is the state. By the way, at the end of this workshop, I have 2 surprises for you. And I'm telling you right now in advance, you want to take at least 1 picture of this workshop. If at any moment you feel like taking a picture, do it. You can do it now. You can do it throughout the workshop. It will matter at the end. You can just take a picture with your phone of the screen. You won't regret it later. I forgot to tell you at the beginning, so I'll tell you this now. Cool. Certainty is a state. Before we go into, so how do we match that state? Who the fuck is this guy talking to you right now? Let me stop presenting and share real quick. The fact I'm even doing this workshop today is a miracle. The reason it's a miracle is because literally a couple of years ago, maybe about a decade ago, I think someone is trying to join. Okay, it's Fathom. All right. Literally a decade ago, I was diagnosed with social anxiety. I was seeing therapists. Therapists were telling me, they were telling my parents, hey, that kid, won't ever really be good with people or in front of crowds, but he's good at math. He's good at math. I mean, in high school, in grade 10, we had these drama classes and we were doing improv. I knocked on the principal's door and I said, sir, I don't care if I have 0 in my scorecard. Kick me out of the class. I don't care. I'm not doing improv. I'm not doing this. And I didn't. And I had 0. I failed that class. I had a crush on a girl for 4 years in high school, couldn't say a single word to her. I was bullied, had to change schools 4 times. I was cooked. I was cooked. So how the heck do I go from this to now getting paid to speak in front of people? Making this literally my career. Not only my career, but I do that shit for fun. I enrolled into improv classes for fun. How the heck does that happen? Well, it's what I'm about to teach you today. It's state management. It's the ability to manage your state. Let me start sharing again. The ability to manage your state in the present moment, at any moment in time, whenever you want to. But most importantly, to make it a habit. To make it a habit so that it becomes what I call your emotional home. It becomes your new standard. Because a lot of you guys, I want you to reflect on that. A lot of you guys are already charismatic, you're already certain, you're already persuasive when you're speaking to friends. When you're in an environment that you already feel comfortable in. You can convince your friends to go watch a movie. You can convince your friends to go to a restaurant, to play a game or whatever, to go out. You can convince your friends to do that. But what happens as soon as you put on the spot in front of people or in front of the camera? Oh, shit. Now you shrink. Because it's a habit. The only reason I'm able to do that with you guys right now is because I've done it so many times. I have increased the pressure threshold, my standard of pressure tolerance. I used to be afraid of speaking in front of a few people I just met, speaking in front of a few strangers. Now I can speak in front of groups of dozens of people. And it's only the beginning. It's going to get more and more and more. Maybe if you put me in front of a crowd of 50,000 people, maybe I'll be nervous. Of course, because I'm not used to it. So the goal is to consistently increase the pressure tolerance until it becomes a habit in your brain. Awesome. So now you know why it's important. I feel you guys are a little bit asleep right now. So I say, in order to demonstrate the physiology aspect, I say you get your ass up. Everybody get your ass up. Get your ass up. I'm gonna stop sharing so that I can see y'all. We're not moving on until y'all do it. I'm gonna even remove the pin because now I don't see everyone. Aha, everyone's up. Willem, you better do it as well. Numan, is your ass up?
Hey Danny, I can show my camera, but it's just showing me cleaning the chicken thighs.
Okay, cool. So since everyone is up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some push-ups. Let's do, I say 50. 50 push-ups, everyone. Let's go. I'm watching y'all. All right. Numan, the heck are you doing? We're not moving on until you do it, bro. All right. That's what I like. Okay, go. Let's go. 1. I'm at 10. 25. 40. 'Let's go. 50 push-ups. Let's go. Physiology, my brothers. Holy shit, my cameras are falling. Physiology. How different is that now? I'm gonna take my breath a little bit. Movement.
It's crazy, man.
Fuck yeah. The way you use your body is the main aspect of your state. Before I started this workshop, I was listening to some music, dancing around, feeling as if I'm on stage, and that I could feel it. I had goosebumps. I could feel it in my body. The way I use my voice, my posture. I can go, yes! Woo! My neighbors heard that, so I won't do it again. But the way you use your voice, your body, you can notice when I speak, the intensity in my facial expressions, my projection. I use my hands a lot. That will absolutely determine your state. That is the first step. That's why I got you guys to do it. Now, the second step, you guys can sit down if you want to. I'm gonna stay standing up, is focus. The second part is focus. I'm gonna pin myself again. Boom. For everyone. Focus. Was any of you guys focusing on the feeling of your butt sitting on your chair, or the gravity pushing your body towards the ground? Maybe you can feel the ground underneath your feet, or the feeling of your clothes touching your body before I placed your attention on that. Of course you weren't. Or what about your heart beating right now, especially after the push-ups? Most of you probably weren't. You're focused on my words. Exactly. We're focused on my words. Or maybe you were focused on what the heck just happened. Why did that guy make us do push-ups? Your brain is bombarded by thousands of different stimuli and information at all times. You cannot possibly focus on everything at the same time. Therefore, focus is a choice. Focus is a choice. And what you focus on, you experience. Where focus goes, energy flows. By the way, this model, this triad, has been inspired by Tony Robbins. Most of you guys are probably familiar with him. That's where I was inspired from. I go deeper, but the motto was inspired. So shout out to Tony. Where focus goes, energy flows. Arvind mentioned something called the RAS, Reticular Activating System. It is literally a system in your brain. It's like an algorithm. Just like when you're scrolling on social media and you see more of what you watch, so it's a compound effect. You experience more of what you focus on in life. If you focus on being grateful, you'll get more things to be grateful for. If you focus on what's missing, you get more things, you get more scarcity. You always feel like it's not enough. Robert, tell me, what do you tend to focus more on? The past, the present, or the future?
Definitely the future.
Definitely the future. What do you focus more on? What's in your control or what's out of your control?
What's in my control?
What's in your control? And what do you tend to focus more on? What you have or what you don't have?
Definitely what I don't have.
What you don't have. So someone who is focused on the future, building a vision that is not real yet, so something that you don't have yet, but you're focused on what's in your control, is someone who will master the science of achievement. You will be an overachiever. You'll achieve every goal you ever set your mind to, if those are your habits. But the experience you have of life will be very different from someone who's focused on on the present moment, in what they already have, and what's in their control. That person will achieve less, but they might be happier because they'll be more grateful. Now, neither is right or wrong. It's just different choices that create different results. I believe flexibility is power. The person that can choose when to focus on what, that's when, because certain moments require you to focus on the vision and to build, but other moments require you to be present. Like you want to be present with your family. You want to be present with your close friends. You want to be present with your girlfriend, but you want to be driven, focus on the future in your business. And so that's a beautiful example of the power of focus. Very important. So far we have physiology and we have focus. The third is, in my opinion, the most important, which is the language, the story. I call it the story. The beliefs. Who do you believe you are? Your identity, that's a story. What do you believe life is? That's a story. Is life a game? Is life a battle? Is life a gift? Is life a dance? Very different experience, huh? And what is life, by the way? I don't know. Whatever you make it, whatever meaning you give to it. Who are you as a person? Are you the victim or are you the hero? Very different. A lot of people live as victims. Very different experience. When something happens to you, is that failure or a lesson? Is that a blessing or a curse? Very different experience. So let's say a prospect ghosts you. Or let's say someone immediately tells you to fuck off because you're a salesman and they know what that means. I know a guy. No, I don't know a guy. I was reaching out to a guy the other day and I said, hey, would you be open to becoming a mentor? He goes, a mentor? I'm not like these coaches and scammers selling a dream out there. What if I went, oh shit, damn, he's right. Maybe we're all scammers and maybe I'm not meant for that. Life is a battle and I don't know if I'm strong enough to win. Versus, oh shit, okay, 1 out of 1 billion prospects and he just needs some healing. He's just been hurt in the past. I'm gonna send him some love. I'm gonna pray for him. And maybe when he's ready, I'm gonna check. But for now, I'm gonna focus on who actually needs my help, just like the hundreds of people I've already helped. Same situation, different focus, different language, and different physiology, creating a completely different state, and the state creates a different result. How about that? Any questions so far? Or is it very clear?
It's clear.
It's clear. I love that. Beautiful. By the way, remember, guys, take a picture. It's coming. The surprise is coming. You won't regret it. Take a picture of the workshop. Cool. If you guys have any questions at any moment, you can type it in the chat or pause me. Numan, you had a very important question. Yes, I remember. Your question was, how do you take authority and you take the frame in a conversation? You ask that in school before the workshop. Here's what my answer is. Let's stop presenting. Boom. My favorite way to do that, the guaranteed way to do that, is to break people's patterns. Break their pattern. What do I mean by that? I'm gonna give you an example. The other day I was on a sales call and I was asking someone, so what do you think would be the best move from now? What is something you can change in your life to make sure that doesn't happen again? And then he was telling me something like, well, I need to control my state at all times and I need to have a perfect routine. And if I have a perfect routine, then I'll always be at my highest frequency and then nothing will shake me and I won't ever be reactive to anything. I said, wow, you know, that's very interesting and very powerful. If you're a fucking robot. And so, you know, the fact that I first aligned myself with him. I said, yeah, totally, man. He's like, oh yeah, he's approving what I just said. And I said, if you're a fucking robot, and now it shook him, it shakes the person. And now as soon as you disrupted their pattern, all of their senses, their focus is on you. Now they're open. And now whatever you say next, you take the authority. And I said, listen, I'm saying this out of love, and I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. Boom, the authority is taken. So breaking the pattern, and that I cannot tell you, I can just give you examples. It's like, it's a practice, whatever comes up in the moment. You say something unexpected, with body language that's unexpected, it shakes them. And then you lead, you take the lead with love and with truth. That's how I would put it. Does that make sense? It's related to the state. Again, the way you use your physiology, what you make them focus on, the language you use. Break the pattern. Same with dating, by the way. If you want to approach a woman and then you go, hey, I just saw you from the other side of the street and I really thought you were beautiful. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? She hears that thousands of times. It doesn't make you anything different than any other guy. It doesn't work. You want to break the pattern. You want to say something different. Like the other day, I was in the library and there was a beautiful woman. So I walked in, she was looking at me. I tried working, but she was distracting me. So I said, okay, let me approach her. But I'm not going to say, oh, you're beautiful. I said, hey, your eye contact distracted me from my work. So I'm taking my revenge now. I'm distracting you. How about that? That's an approach that breaks the pattern. It's different. It's playful. So you want to do something similar in sales. You follow me? When it's something novel, different, you got more of their attention, and then you take the lead. Okay, cool. Now let's make it actionable. Let's make it actionable. Share my screen. Habits. You are seeing 7 habits on the screen. All of them habits I have used personally, and I have served the hundreds of clients I've worked with. All of them, the best of the best habits that I have selected that can condition a new state, a new standard for the state you're in throughout your day. You have a goal. Literally, by definition, the reason you're not there yet is because you haven't taken the right action it takes to reach that goal. And the reason you haven't taken that right action is because you weren't in the right state. Because if you're in the right state, action happens effortlessly. So the highest leverage thing you can do in sales, in the psychology of success overall, is to condition a new standard for your habit. It doesn't mean you're never going to go through ups and downs. You're human, just like I told the other guy. You're not a fucking robot. You're human, but you want to put the standard higher so that this is what you come back to. And the way we do that is by implementing these habits. So all of you guys, I'll go through the habits real quick, what I mean by them. You're going to pick 2 habits, and at the end, I'll ask each of you, which one did you take? Breath work. Breath work. Plenty of new studies coming out. It's trendy, and there's a reason. Breathwork works on all 3 at the same time. It changes your physiology, your focus, your language. It's super powerful. There's plenty of free guided breathworks out there that are awesome on YouTube. I can even send you guys some. Visualization. What do I mean by visualization? This is so important. What I mean by visualization is not, yes, I will be rich. Yes, I see myself being rich. Yes. What I mean by visualization is seeing yourself in the middle of the biggest stadium in your fucking city. I would do that, and I feel it right now. And I would look at the crowd around me, and I would clap my hands like this, and I would see the crowd doing it. I would say, everybody, bring your light out. And I would see the people doing that, and I would feel it, and I would do this, and I would just, I feel it even doing it right now. I could see myself on that stage. I call it active visualization. You feel it in all of your body. By the way, before I got to be a speaker, and I was still diagnosed with social anxiety. By the way, little label, if I had listened to that language, where would my life be now? Remember one of the three layers, one of the three pillars, language? If I had listened to the language, where would I be? Definitely not here. So what I was doing is I was in my room and I had my whiteboard. I don't have it here right now because I'm not in that same room. It's still there. And I would read a book, and then once I finished the chapter, I would teach the favorite things I learned in that chapter to who? To no one. To ghosts in my room. I would interact with them. I would say, who has ever been through that? I would raise my hand. I would make jokes. Anyone looking at me from the side would think that guy's crazy. The fuck is that guy doing? But I was visualizing. I was creating it before it happened. I was managing my state, the focus, the language. And then when I started being a speaker, oh, but you have it natural, Danny. Oh, you got it naturally. I built that shit for years. So visualization. Cold shower. This is pretty obvious. It's torture. Starting your day out with literal torture. Doing something regardless of how you feel. What does that create in your life? Whatever happens in your business, oh, a prospect is being rude with you. Oh no, I don't want to text them and get rejected again. Your ass was just in the cold shower. You can do anything you want. Teaching your brain that you take action despite how you feel. That's the power of cold showers. Wins journaling. Another super important one. You guys have heard the studies of lottery winners. More than 50% of lottery winners lose it all within a few years. Can you imagine? They win $1 million, they come back to being broke, or even worse, after a few years. In the meantime, billionaires lose it all and make $1 million back within a few years, maybe sometimes months. We've all heard these stories. How the heck does that happen? What's going on here? It's identity. It's because it became part of their identity. It's who they are. Because the goal is not to make $1 million. The goal is to become a millionaire. And all of the goals you guys have, Wall Street, the vision, everything you guys shared with me. I want to become a disciplined man. I want to become a great leader, whatever. You know what the truth is? You already have moments in your life where you are that person, where you have been a leader, where you have been disciplined. But your brain has been conditioned out of habit to focus on your failures, to focus on the negative. And the problem is that identity is built on proof. Identity is built on proof. But we all have proof of winning. We just focus on the proof of losing. So wins journaling gets you to condition your brain every day when you ask yourself, what are my wins of the day? What am I grateful for today? It gets you to condition your brain to focus on your wins, and that changes your identity. Remember how I said the feeling of gravity pushing your body down? Again, none of you were focusing on that until I said it again. The way you use your focus. You cannot focus on everything at the same time. So might as well focus on what's right, because what's wrong is always available, but so is what's right. That's wins journaling. Active prayer. This one's pretty obvious. Why did I add active again? Whatever your relationship with God or the divine is, I'm not here to tell you what your beliefs should be. I'm here to tell you the relationship with the divine is probably the most powerful here out of all these habits. Again, active prayer, not like, but like, thank you, God, for blessing me with this opportunity to serve millions of people. Thank you for choosing me. Completely different. And I would suggest always add gratitude with a prayer. It's the most powerful form of prayer. Guided meditation, we were talking about detachment early on. I used to try to meditate on a daily basis for a very long time, and my mind was going everywhere. But eventually I got to do meditations for 60 minutes without being guided even. And there's a point in that meditation where you just go, wait a minute, none of that shit matters. None of that shit even matters in the first place. What, making money? Okay. Life feels so light. It feels like a game. And you genuinely don't care. And that's when you close the most deals, because you're the most detached. And people can sense it. We've been conditioned over tens of thousands of years to read body language. People can sense it. And the gym, of course, the gym. That's obvious. Again, same thing as a cold shower, doing something regardless of how you feel. Plus, the way you look adds to your identity, it adds to your proof. You can see who's disciplined just by looking at them. Just in the body. All right, so here's the rule. All of you guys pick 2 habits, but it must be 2 habits you aren't already doing on a daily basis. Otherwise, it would be too easy. The goal here is to challenge yourself. So pick 2 habits you haven't done yet on a daily basis that you commit to from today on a daily basis, so that you manage your state, so that you raise your state, so that when you go into that sales call or any opportunity you have to persuade someone of something, now your state is already high. Right now, I feel like I can take over the world. I'm not always in that state. Not when I wake up, for example. I need to condition that state. But now I've been talking for an hour. I feel like I can take over the world. So results are completely different. You want to condition that new habit. Cool. Everybody picked? I'll share it again if you haven't. Arvind, what are your habits?
So I do cold showers a lot. I've been doing them for like 3 years every day. I go to the gym a lot. I do want to pick up guided meditation and what's the other one? The breath work. Breath work is something I want to pick up as well.
Awesome. I can even refer you to a workshop after this for breath work that I will also be hosting with a partner. So awesome. Breath work and you said guided meditation.
Guided meditation.
Are interrelated. So that's awesome. Cool. Gino, habits.
Yeah, the 2 I chose were active prayer, because right now I do pray, but it's passive. I just like sit down and like close my eyes. I just like think, but I don't like move my body or use any body language. So implement active prayer and also cold showers.
Beautiful. Cold showers, active prayer. Awesome. Mazen.
I will pick gym and meditation. Gym is currently I do it, but I miss it a lot of days. So I'm kind of trying to consistent with that.
Now is your opportunity. Guided meditation. Ooh. Even for whatever habit it is that you want to change in your life. When I was coaching Robert, that shout out to you. When I was in addiction recovery and I was coaching guys to quit porn, one of the things I was saying is meditation is the new masturbation. Meditation is the new masturbation. What I meant by that is the coping mechanism, guys were using masturbation as a coping mechanism. And so replacing it with meditation is the greatest coping mechanism. So beautiful. Numan, Robert, Willem, whoever wants to go first.
I'll go. The 2 I picked was visualization and active prayer.
Oh, I love that. They're also interrelated. You guys are picking the 2 at a time that are very interrelated. I love that. Awesome. Yes, bro, is one of the most powerful ones. Because another thing I want you guys to realize, have you ever watched a movie where you knew damn well it was fiction, and yet maybe you watched a horror movie, your heart was beating faster, your palms were sweaty, but you knew it was fiction, so what the heck is going on? Because your subconscious mind couldn't make the difference between imagination and reality. That's what was going on. That's the power of visualization. Your subconscious mind will believe it's already real. And so your identity is shifting already in advance, just like when I was doing speeches in my room. So beautiful. Active visualization and prayer. Powerful. Numan.
Yeah. So I would say actually cold shower basis. I actually do cold shower, but no, I think I should do more focus on it. and continue my active prayer so that I can see better results.
Awesome. Cold shower, active prayer. Did I hear correct?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love that. And Willem, last but not least, tell me.
Yeah. I think I'll pick visualization and winds journaling.
Oh, yes. I'm glad someone picked Winds Journaling, man. That would be a game changer. Again, both of them are the most powerful way for you to change your identity. Whatever it is that you want to create, even if it's not sales. Like, this is the one. Beautiful. So, guys, I told you there's 2 surprises for you at the end. I told you guys to take pictures, and now it's time for you to see why. Those habits that I just shared with you. By the way, Willem, you can put yourself on mute again. Oh, I'll do it. No worries. Okay. Numan also. Mute. Boom. Okay. So, these 2 habits you just picked. If you have taken a picture so far, if you haven't, there will be another slide you can take as well, and you tag me on your IG stories, then I will, for a whole week until our next call, keep you accountable personally through the DMs every single day to keep these habits going. I'll ask you to share proof, and I'll make it impossible for you not to keep up with these habits. These 7 days will be enough for you to condition that new habit into your journey. And so it's a gift to you. I used to do that. I mean, Gino literally paid me to do that at one point. He's a previous client. And now I'll do it for you guys for free if you help out with the community growth and you tag me on IG. The second surprise I have for you, this I'm even more excited for. Gino and Willem will know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm introducing the Born to Speak games. How does that work? On school, there's a leaderboard. There's a 7-day leaderboard where it basically tracks who is the most active in the community. And one time per week, I choose every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. The person who's number 1, again, you cannot fake it. It's built into school. The person who showed up the most in the community, the number 1 will get a free one-on-one coaching session with me that I charge $250 minimum now for an hour of my time. You get it for free, or we do hypnosis, identity shifting, feedback, whatever it takes to 10x your progress. All it takes is you being active in the community. And this screenshot you're seeing right here is my previous community. That was about porn addiction recovery. Willem was the GOAT in that moment in time. I was doing these games. It was going crazy. And these guys were winning a lot of coaching sessions. I've had coaching sessions with Willem. The reason I'm doing it once per week, the screenshot, is because school, for that leaderboard specifically, looks at only the past 7 days, the last 168 hours. And so if I do it at the same time every week, now it's fair for everyone. It's as if it starts back at 0 every week. You guys get it? Because if you don't win 1 week, it starts back at 0 the next, so you have the opportunity. So these habits that you're doing, not only I can hold you accountable to them personally if you share the picture on your IG stories, but also if you post them in the community and you guys keep each other accountable, you like each other's posts, you comment, that will also increase the odds of you being on that leaderboard. It starts today. I'm going to make the post. And then next Sunday, not tomorrow, the next, I'll do the first screenshot. Awesome, brother. That was a mic drop for me. That was the workshop. Now it's time. If you guys have any questions, anything, I'm here for you. Any clarity, any feedback. Got a couple more minutes.
Yeah, Kyle, I fucking loved it. This was awesome. I have a very specific question on state, and it has to do with neurotic holding patterns.
Okay.
Where like when you're exposed to something unfamiliar, your nervous system kind of revolts, like kind of fights it and goes back into what's comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like, is it just a question of exposing yourself and getting the repetition to desensitize yourself? Or is there like some internal work you got to go into fucking tweak to find out what's going on there?
100%. So what I say is there's always two parts to it. There's reaction, which no matter what you do in life, life will be lifing. Chaos will show up. You'll get challenged. You'll get triggered. You'll get hurt. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. So there's always reaction. What do you do when it happens? But the most powerful one is anticipation. Leaders anticipate, losers react. Right? That's a saying. So what I mean by that is, if in advance you condition yourself through these habits, through state management, you visualize yourself, you pray, you say, I don't know what will happen today, but no matter what, I am grounded. I am one with God. Nothing can destroy me. I am. And you set yourself up for no matter what, you'll be fine. Then you do wins journaling to focus on all the moments in your life where you've been challenged and put on the spot, and yet you figured it out. So now you anticipate, now you prepare yourself to have the identity. And then when you show up, you'll get challenged no matter what. You can never predict the future. If you could, humanity would be very different. You can never predict the future. And so you'll get challenged. Now it's about conditioning a pattern of reaction. But that happens only with that literally happens only with practice, repetition, immersion.
Yeah, because I notice it when like I'm out, gaming and I'm at the bars, and like if it's a girl I don't give a shit about, I'm fucking Casanova. But as soon as like I like her and I'm like, oh shit, I actually like this one, I get shy and like I feel my nervous system like shutting down, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like I was one person before, and then like,
yep, what the fuck is going on? Welcome to being a human being. Is the most common thing I ever heard with all the clients I've helped with that. Oh shit, there's people trying to join now. Interesting.
Nah, bro.
I'll let them in, whatever. So here's a specific answer to you in that situation. What do I tell my clients? The work in anticipation is the work in practicing seeing people's souls instead of their exterior. So on the level of the soul, we're all equal by definition. So that happens through meditation. That happens through conditioning that, looking at people and being like, underneath that, we're one. That comes a little bit to philosophy, religion, or spirituality. But practicing that, hey, we're literally all one. Like separation is an illusion, literally. And so you practice that in anticipation, and you show up, it will happen. And now what I like to do is going into my physical sensation instead of my head. Because the head is the one ranking people. Oh, she's more beautiful than the other one. Oh, maybe she's out of my league, whatever. All that's bullshit. All that's some mental bullshit. So going in the physical sensation of my body, where does that stress, where do I feel it? Physically. Not the story I have created out of it. Physically, where do I feel it? Where's my heart? Can I feel my heart? Can I feel the energy in my body, my soul? Can I feel it? The one that makes me connected to her from soul to soul. And when you figure that out, you know how freeing that is for these women? They're used to being seen only for their beauty, the beautiful women. They're used to being seen only for their beauty. So if you come up and you genuinely see her for her soul as a human being, and you have this detached sense of love and connection, she will melt because it's so different. You're breaking the pattern. So again, anticipation, what we're doing right now, you asking this question, conditioning that belief system. And then in person, whenever it happens, focusing on your physical sensation.
Cool stuff.
Gotcha, bro. You're doing great though. You're immersing yourself. You're challenging yourself. That's
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. If you want to learn to swim, you got to jump into the water.
Like that's my philosophy.
Fuck
It's the
yeah,
fastest way to learn. This is what we're doing here. That's why we're on this workshop. It's the fastest way to learn. And the future workshops, I'll do more like interaction. I'll put you guys on the spot even more so that ice breaks and you practice. In person also, eventually. I'll be traveling in different cities. That's a for another time. It's the vision. It's the visionary side of me coming up. Okay, cool. Thank you. Any other questions or feedback from the presentation? Any clarity you guys want?
Well, I jumped only like 5 minutes late to the call, so no questions so far.
Yeah. So was it a confusion of the time zone?
No, it's more like I was making my coffee and it took like another 2-3 minutes additionally.
Yeah. So it's probably a confusion of the time zone. The reason I'm saying this is because we've been on the call for an hour and 11 minutes, not just 11 minutes.
Wait,
Yeah. Yeah.
wait,
It's
that's crazy because I actually scheduled this on my calendar
yeah.
and it says it's right now. Like genuinely, I can share our screen, but
Oh, did you schedule it a long time ago?
like 3 days, maybe
Yeah.
4 days ago.
Okay, so that's on me. I take responsibility. The workshop was initially scheduled for now. Then I got
Okay.
vote, and so it got moved an hour earlier. And so this is why. But it's on me, bro. I appreciate you showing up. You're still here, and I respect that.
Yeah.
You scheduled it and you showed up.
It's recorded, right? It's recorded.
It's recorded. You'll have the recording.
Okay, so sorry about that. Like I usually don't use school that much these days. Like
Yeah.
it's just I don't use school much a lot. So it's like I just have everything on my calendar. And if I see it there, I'll be there. But if it's not there, I'm like, yeah, I won't show up.
Yeah. Well, you're an action taker. I respect that. So next time, basically, you go in the school calendar
Okay.
and you can double check the same day if it's still the same time. Let's say you see a workshop in your calendar, you can just quickly go see if it's still the same time, and then make sure. to be-
Okay, I'll make sure to do that.
Yeah. What time is it where you are right now, by the way?
Well, right now my original time is like 1:13 p.m. But sorry, it's not 1:13 p.m. That's on my laptop. I'm on my laptop. I work on an EST schedule, so New York time.
Yeah.
Because most of the people I work with are based in the US or the UK. So I'm like, okay, let me just change my schedule and adapt to that.
Yeah.
But originally it's 11:43 p.m.
Wow. And you just took a coffee?
Yeah, it's like I flipped my sleep schedule. So
Wow.
basically, instead of sleeping in the night, I sleep in the day.
Wow. Guys, I want you to look at Nassif. We were just talking about state, and Nassif, you're going to look at the state thing later on.
Okay.
This guy has mastered the state management without even knowing it. Watch the language, watch the focus, what he chooses to focus on. It's not like I'm on the other side of the world, and so I guess I cannot win at this business game. It's like, no, I'll literally flip my schedule up so that I can work in the US time zones and UK, because that's where the clients with the money are. That's what I'm assuming you're doing, correct?
Yeah, and to be honest, that's I think one of the shift I made 6 months ago that allowed me to be where I'm right now.
Of course. So while other people, in what country are you?
India.
Yeah. While other people from India are like, oh, fuck, we're cooked. This guy's like, hell no, I'm going to flip my whole schedule up and I'm going to find a fucking way to figure it out. Nassif, you're inspiring me right now. I respect you. Thank you. You're a great example of state, focus on language, whatever it takes. I love that. Awesome. So I'm excited to actually have a workshop where we can have the full hour together.
Okay. Yeah.
Of course. Awesome. Any other questions?
Hey,
Hey.
it's not a direct question from the sales or anything, but I just want to know, do you have this energy in the beginning or do you just build it?
This what did I have?
This energy, when you speak, your energy, that charisma, do you build it or do you have it as you born?
Yeah. You talking about me personally?
Yeah.
All constructed from the ground up. Constructed step by step condition. Zero. Non-existent.
That's cool.
Like literally got diagnosed with social anxiety, literally got bullied, had to change schools. That's not a made-up story. It's real. It's real. My parents tried to enroll me in all sorts of things. Horrible.
Yeah.
Conditioned step by step with what I just taught you guys, the habits, the state management, and the philosophy of stretching, the philosophy of immersion and challenging myself, putting myself on the spot. I would have joined a workshop like this, like you guys did. And even if my heart was beating, I would have opened my mic to say something just to challenge myself consistently. When I understood I was terrified of speaking to women, I told myself, fuck it. When I see a group of beautiful women, I'm gonna go say hi. My dad keeps on joking about this one time where I told him, Dad, I cannot eat. My stomach is closed. I feel like puking. Why? Because there was this cute girls, and I was like, I have this fear. I have to approach them. But before approaching them, I felt like I was going to puke. And at that moment in time, I didn't have high standards for my approaches. I didn't want to break patterns. I didn't want to be charismatic. I just wanted to say hi. So my fear was to say hi. Like, it's not. So what I did is I started challenging myself. When I was afraid, I had to do it. I had these daily challenges of approaching strangers. It started with asking for the time. I used to be anxious asking for the fucking time. And then it evolved from there on. And it's momentum, brother. It's momentum. It's momentum. Yeah.
That's really great, man. I just see your energy. You're speaking like, I kind of getting that feeling. Like, even that about page on school, like before we joining, and I just see you guys speaking like amazing, awesome. Really love that. Just
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. You have this charisma as well. I can feel like you're smiling a lot when you speak, and you are good at giving compliments, and it feels genuine. So you have such a good foundation for it. Now it's just practicing and like putting yourself out there. You got it, and you're in the right place for this. Any other questions?
Hey, Danny. Actually, I wanted to tell you one thing.
Yeah.
I think I can see the future because of one thing.
Tell me.
I just knew you are gonna introduce the games. You did it last time. You are gonna do it now.
Yes, of course, brother. Of course. You know me. You've been in the community for more than a year now, another community, my previous community. So yeah, people loved it so much, had to do it again. Nassif, what I meant was, what Villain means by that is, I'm introducing the Born to Speak games, which school has a leaderboard. I know you said you aren't very active, but that could change. So there's a school leaderboard, and every week I'm going to look at who's the number one person who was the most active in the community. School does it automatically. There's a point system. The more you post, the more people like your post, right? And so the number one person on that leaderboard will win a free coaching session with me, which I charge minimum $250 for now. And so that's like, we're going to cover hypnosis, self-image, all of that stuff, completely free, so that I can encourage people to show up even more and to create this brotherhood. Because I always say, the more everyone participates, the more we get out of it. The main value in this community is not only me or my workshops, it is what you guys are creating together. And I mean that. I mean that. Proximity is power. The quality of our lives is the quality of our environment. So let's create the best environment possible. Awesome.
I do have a question. I'm going to add a bit of context so you know like how everything looks like. So right now that you know that I work between US time zones, EST. Now, although now that is true, that seems cool, but the thing is, there were a lot of other changes I made. I think I mentioned to you in the chat, like I made a lot of these changes. I cut off a lot of friends because, you know, I had these goals, and now it's like, you know, I'm in alignment with these goals, and now I'm in a position where everything's aligned. But the thing is, it's also overwhelmed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. it
So
does.
it's, right now, like thanks to my mentor, I'm in a position where, yeah, financially I'm doing well, and I can do much better. And soon enough, I can move to New York, or I can go to Canada, and just, you know, actually getting to a place where I'm actually getting my, you know, good sleep at night, you know, in the day. So it's like everything is aligned, but the thing is, the overwhelm is just like taking it up, especially the isolation and the kind of thing that I experience. So the question I have is that, in your opinion, how would you go about this situation if you were here, if you were in this position? So it's just you don't know, you have pretty much like everybody that you know is online, even your mentor, and you just need to like lock in for just 2 months. That's all you need. But the thing is, it comes with a lot of overwhelm, if that makes sense, a lot of pressure.
Do you have the money right now for one plane ticket to the US or UK?
No, yes and no, but because it's like you have to get the visa first. So for that, you have to show more than what you have. So it's like I had to wait another 2 months, maybe this month, because there's a lot of things going on this month that's gonna allow me to do that. But it's like, yeah, in the next this month or next month, yeah, I can be pretty much in a position.
Okay. Okay. Literally what you've been doing so far, I already have so much respect for. So you're already fucking crushing it. I just want you to know that. Now,
Okay.
in the spirit of crushing it, if you ask the highest standard version in me, the one that sees the fullest potential in people, here's what I would tell you. If someone was to point a gun to your parents' head and say, you must be in the US within the next 30 days or I shoot them, will you figure out a way to do it?
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Because there are a lot of legal things, but yeah, I would somehow. I have to do it.
Yeah, literally somehow. So
Yeah.
my point, I'm not saying tomorrow, because there's also limitations, but 30 days, you'll figure it out. So this is the example I always give to tell people, like, it's possible. It's actually possible. And you don't need someone to literally point a gun to your parents' head, but you do need as many reasons as possible why that is absolutely essential for you and there's no way out. I call that burning the boats. And so the reason I ask you, can you do it now? If it's not literally like if it's not a logistical thing, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's, because until you change environments, you'll keep on feeling that overwhelm. I'm telling you, brother, as soon as you change environments and you go to the US or you go to the UK and you start meeting people, your life will just explode. But you need to get there. And in order to get there, I understand that there's some logistical things to do. In order for you to do these logistical things and figure it out as fast as possible, I gave you the example of someone pointing a gun to your parents' head. Appreciate you, Gino. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, someone literally pointing a gun to your parents' head, meaning right now your only power is imagination. And I say your only power, but that's the greatest human power. You have the power of imagination. You can visualize. We talked about visualizing, so watch the workshop later. You can visualize yourself. Okay, in a month from now, I'll be in New York, I'll be in the UK, and I'll meet these people, and you feel it, and your brain cannot make the difference between imagination and reality. You'll understand what I'm talking about when you watch the workshop. Your brain cannot make the difference. And so you start feeling it. It will start becoming your identity. And it will be as if you're already there, which will give you energy in these moments where you feel overwhelmed and life feels, it feels like, I don't want to be here. And it will get you to take action faster to figure out the logistical side of things. And then as soon as the logistical side of things is done, since you've built the courage up, since you've used visualization, and now your whole body is like, you feel like this unstoppable force, which is your truest, deepest potential. It's inside of you. You just need to access it. It's just a question of state. Then, boom, you take action. You take a leap of faith and you fucking get to the US or the UK, and then you figure shit out on the spot. There's so many times I've done that. When I first moved out of my parents' house, because I was done with the environment. I love my parents. They're my favorite people in the world, but their belief systems were holding me back. So I said, I'm done. I'm out of here. I said, I'm out in 7 days, no matter what. I didn't have a plan. I texted everyone I know. Everyone I know. Do you have a place? Do you have a place? Do you have a place? I ended up moving in with a guy I met at Toastmasters, a public speaking community.
Mhm.
Moving with that guy ended up opening doors to the dating world, dating coaching, eventually allowing me to have the idea to launch Born to Speak. All of this happened out of my decision to say, fuck it, I'm out. I'll figure it out along the way. I had the logistics though. Like I actually had some money. And when I had the thing of like, no more fear, fuck it, I'm out. I'll figure it out along the way. I had some money. I didn't have a lot of money. I had some money. So that's what I'm saying. As soon as you have the minimum amount it takes, plus the legal stuff, to get out of India, get the hell out. And you figure stuff out along the way. It's risky for me to give this sort of advice, but I give it because it has always served me.
Yeah.
And
I think it's the key word is possible.
What'd you say?
I think the key word is it's possible, if that makes sense. I think it's like right now everything seems so overwhelming that I kind of get into this mindset of like, is it possible? Like, can it be done? It is possible.
Of course.
I think that's something I need to affirm more. So yeah.
And the way you affirm that is not by it's possible. It's like, why is it possible? Can you see it? If you can see it and feel it, then it can be real. Can you see it? Can you see yourself in New York? It starts with the state. You cannot think greater than your state. So if you're like this and yeah, it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. I wouldn't even believe it. But if you feel it and you visualize it and you're like, fuck yeah, it's possible. Of course it is. The fuck do you mean? Of course it is. That's where the game is completely different. Resourcefulness, bro, resourcefulness. That's the key. The state of resourcefulness. You're already extremely resourceful. You're right there. You're right there. You push through, figure out the logistics. You get the fuck out of India. You figure it out along the way because now you have all this momentum going for you. And bro, life will be a dream. Not even selling you a dream. I know it's possible because you're already taking the action. I wouldn't say that to anyone. You literally flipped your whole schedule. That's already huge to me. I've never done that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's possible. Watch the workshop. You understand what I mean by state management, and then condition that state, make it your emotional home, that state of resourcefulness, and get the fuck out of there. You got this.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. Awesome. It's 1:30 Eastern. Time for me to go. I love you, brothers. I'm grateful for you. It was a beautiful first workshop in Born to Speak. First of many. It's only the beginning. Make sure to participate in the group. You post the IG stories. Let's see if you can take the picture of the recording after. You'll understand what I mean as well. But post on IG stories, tag me, and we'll be able to communicate on a daily basis, hold you guys accountable to level up your life. And I'll see you here very soon for the next workshop. You guys will be able to vote also for what the next workshop will be. I'll make a post in a few days. Let's win.
Okay, Danny, one second, one last thing.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I will turn my camera on next time.
Okay.
Because I already forgot that we have a call.
Yeah.
But if you look on Instagram, you will see what I was doing.
Awesome. I'll take it out.
See you.
See you, brother. Love you guys. I'm grateful for you. Peace.